Good evening and welcome to 108 days of initiation of my self, my core being. That's the only way that I can describe it at the moment. So this is a day that I would not have gone live if I would have been done with these 108 days, because now we're getting to a point where we're really touching something very, very, very deep. And I'm so grateful for this experiment that I chose for myself, but I'm also very ready to be on the other side, because what it's touching upon. So I'm going to kind of reverse engineer it. So the realization that I had, so everything is kind of unfolding over the day. And just before I stepped in here, I had the realization that it's touching upon something so deep inside of myself, and there's a decision that was made at some point, and I think this is deeper than just this lifetime, because it's just, I can't really understand why it would be that deep from just what I've experienced in my life. So it doesn't make any sense really. But there's like there's a positioning like that I can endure anything. There's a place that I can find in myself that no one can reach. It's like or not even myself. It's like when you hide something in a location and you're so smart when you hide it and you don't remember it after. It's the same kind of feeling. And I'm realizing that I'm touching upon that because I can sense in my whole being that I am ready to give that up. I'm not going to endure anymore. I'm not going to do that. But that is like a positioning that was so deep inside of me. And because of this journey, I'm able to reach that. And because I had to go live today, I had to search in myself for what is it that wants to come through. And then I have to search deep in myself. And then these things comes up. So it's like, because I have to dig for something to say, this comes up. So yesterday I was talking about the conviction, and this was really the topic this morning as well, because I was starting to really connect with something very deep inside of me that I used to have a connection to. I don't know if I was sharing this yesterday or not, but it's like it's like I had a conviction that was created on something false. So that had to break so I can create my conviction from a completely different place. And what that gives me is the feeling of, it's not only being seen, it's embodying a conviction that is strong enough to be able to hold and endure, but from enjoyment. So it's not a chore, it's a choice. And when then the endurement is, there's just a life force that just keeps on generating, and that energy is all eyes on me. and being completely fine with that. And that is the opposite of what it's not what I want, but it's the it's the energy of it that wants, I can feel that wants to be installed in the body, that the channel is so clear and so strong that I could do I could I that I have the that's it, I have the capacity of that. So that started to kind of really come alive this morning. So I woke up early. Simba is doing like Acu detox. It's like ear acupuncture. That is it's highly detoxifying, and it works really well with the nervous system. So it's, I mean, there's tons of science done on this particular kind, and they work mostly with people who have addictions, and they have like a extraordinary success rate. So we've been using these in our retreats for years, and it's so convenient. You just pop them in. Simba pops them in, and then you keep them there for like an hour, and then he takes them out. And I've been sleeping so well after. So my nervous system is really hitting something. And when the body was able to clear whatever I cleared the other day, and when I cleared that, there was like this confidence and conviction that it's like I could access my own myself. It was like I could finally have access to myself. And then Simba put it very well this morning. We were in the gym, and he said, yeah, we're coming back to our DNA. And I was like, yes, that's what it is. It feels like we're coming back to our DNA of what we are doing. And that gave me the confidence back. So I woke up super early and had so much energy. So I have a charge from the past couple of years that the body really needs to process. It's a flight, and I spoke. I don't know. Don't remember if I spoke about this before, but I used to have, most of my life I've been processing a fight energy. So the fight or flight. There's two energies in the activated nervous system, in the fight or flight. I mean, there's more, but those two. And the past couple of years, I've been coming in connection with a deep flight. And that is like trapped in the body. So there's a flight that is trapped. And it's like the body wants to run to process this. And I haven't been running in a very long time, and I'm still heavier than I once was, and I haven't been running. So when you begin to run, it feels just super heavy. But I allow myself to be heavy, and I lean into it and move the energy. So it's like my body wants to do it. It's just asking for movement and to process all of these emotions and all of these energetics. And so I'm constantly being faced with this all eyes on me, because I'm also starting to care less and less what people think of me, of how I show up. It's like there's a barrier that is definitely falling off, which is very liberating. And I'm also, it's like the body just wants to be free. So I start to run, and I start to move, and the body wants to move and run and move in weird ways. And so I probably look very, very funny, but there's just not a single cell in my body that gives anything, because it just wants to feel good. And the space that we, so I realized that for 9 years, I mean, we Europeans, we like to walk. We walk all the time. And in Asia, you don't do that the same way. So now when we live in the Muban and not out in the absolute rural parts of this place, I can just get out and run. And I'm realizing I'm processing all of this energy. And this fear of being seen, like what is the opposite of fear of being seen? Yeah, it's all eyes on me. And being completely fine with that. There's just no fear. You're even a possibility to lean into it. And I was like, okay, I need to lean into the fullness of that in order to kind of clear the whatever it is that's holding me back. And I'm not saying that that's what it's going to become, but it's like I need to create the possibility for anything. And the level of limitations that I have requires that I push through and open up in that way. And that goes from being visible in the gym. I mean, we have neighbors here, and being just dress exactly as I want, move exactly as I want, do exactly as I want, and really kind of claim the space and just allow myself to be seen, and start to become it's like I'm reclaiming my body. That's how it feels. Like I'm not going to adjust to the world needs to adjust to me. So I'm when I go swimming, today I was only wearing like not a full bathing suit, but only like bikini pants. And I said to myself, or to Simba, or like I'm gonna start just walking around, being comfortable in my own skin and claiming the space. And if the gardener and the staff if they come unannounced, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. It's like that's the setup of the place that we're renting. That there's people coming and taking care of the space. And don't you think that happened today? Just like I said, all of a sudden he walks in and I'm like, yep, here we go. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like it doesn't matter. So it's just something to clear. There's an invisible illusional block that I have. And now when that happened, like what else? I mean, then there's nothing else that can happen. It's like the worst has already happened. So it's about just clearing these energetics and let's see what. Yes, so it feels like I'm reclaiming my confidence and rebuilding my confidence from the ground up on a completely different level, because I've been hiding within myself my whole life. So that is why I had to kind of do this. I had to get out of my own, the serpent, the snake in the Chinese zodiac is very smart and very clever, but it's also so clever that it kind of ties a knot around itself, and then you go, I can't get out. And that's the thing. There's nothing that is only good or only bad. It's both. there's a shadow side to everything, to absolutely everything. And it's when you realize that that's what it is, then you can stand on a completely different like ground. So it's like I'm rooting myself in who I am. And when all of these realizations and things happened, like after that, I I I just became so unbelievably tired, and I realized like, wow, my nervous system hasn't been able to come down to this point since I don't even know when. So there's these deep levels of nervous system shifts that are happening, and at the same time it's like I'm scraping the last kind of gunk out because of these 108 days that I have to return to, even though I'm so, you can see I'm so tired that my eyes are like crossing. But yet it doesn't affect me to sit here. Of course, it's like I I wouldn't do this if I didn't commit to it. This would not be one of those days that I would show up. I would just allow myself to to sink, and I will, because it's 2 more days, and after 2 more days Simba is going away, and I'm going to be alone, so I'm going to be able to kind of sink into that silence again. So it's like I know that I don't have to endure anymore, and there's a it's like I release that. It's like I don't have to endure anymore, and that's just, and then it's like I'm falling, and it's like realizing that it's okay to let go, and not knowing if it's the I don't know, I don't have to know if something catches me if I fall. I don't need that security. I'm just gonna fall. And then something comes and just like a feather. That's how it feels. And that's the fall that is happening. So this, because I can see it happening in real time, it doesn't need to happen after the last day. It could be what's happening now, and that I just integrate it, and then something else is happening after the 108 days are over, because that's like the time warp, when you realize something that you're supposed to learn, and you realize it's so early in the process that it shifts the timeline, and then the timeline just goes straight to boom. It goes, that's like the quantum. It's like you can, if you learn the lesson. But there's also, I'm realizing that there's no when the flight, sorry about that, when the flight in the nervous system disappears, you don't need the quantum. It already happened. So you're just fine with it. And I think that's even quicker. So it's very interesting, everything. And with all this confidence that I had this morning, and all this energy, and I was just, wow, it was amazing. And then just completely crashing, and knowing that, okay, I'm going to do the episode that calls All Eyes on Me, and I'm going to feel maybe my worst that I've been during all of these 108 days. And then I'm like, whatever. Okay. It doesn't bother me at all. And I did not expect that to happen. So there's something that happening with the eyes. So I can feel like there's something clearing from the eyes, and it's I if it is what I think it is a tension in the eyes. It's like a hypervigilance, like the need to stay alert and kind of scanning the environment, which is a result of fear and sense of lack, and you know when the body is in survival, and for that to kind of release. That's also why I remove the lashes, so I can really give myself these deeper massages. I'm really working with the fascia deep in the eyes, so then you look like a, I was about to say raccoon, and panda is a little bit cuter. And then it's like, okay, then that's how I look. And it's so liberating to just not give a damn. Just allowing the world to kind of reorganize itself around me instead of trying to adjust to everyone and everything and nothing at the same time. It's just such a people pleasing is just such a weird concept. It's so it's so deep, it's so deeply rooted what we're allowed and not allowed to do on a social level. The social realm is just becoming so uninteresting. There's just spontaneity. That's the only thing that I am available for. Just good times in the moment with whatever happens. It just is what it is. I didn't feel any angst about it, or I knew that it will happen somehow and it's going to be good. But I just couldn't see it happening doing this live today. I was just like, wow, how am I going to be able to do? I was just so deep into just trusting and kind of falling into cotton. And I thought I was going to fall asleep at some point, but then I got so excited about falling asleep in the middle of the day, so I woke up. Oh, this life, and here I am, doing it like it's nothing. So I wrote down something clever before when I was all in this magical energy. So building from the ground up, I already talked about, and I'm rebuilding inside my physical body so that I'm becoming it. So the manifestation is embodiment. That is the ultimate manifestation. So becoming the thing that you desire and embody your dreams. That is what we need to do. It's like we need to realize that is what's capable for us. And yeah, I had such a revelation today that there's something in my life that I felt like I lost. And this is not something that I would choose today. This is an old thing that has kind of difficult to kind of entangle myself from, because I thought I was considering it as a loss. that I didn't, that it was not my choice. And that's how my that's how my that was how I perceived it, or that's how it was kind of ingrained in my body. And today, because of this work, I realized that if I just allow myself anything, then I realized that I didn't lose it. It was a choice. I didn't choose it. And if I wanted to, I could choose it. And that just absolutely blew me away, because it's something that has been bothering me for so many years, that it was like a chance that I lost, but then I realized I didn't want it, but I wanted it so bad at one point. So that kind of got ingrained. So it's like I had to clear something inside of me that that there was a mismatch somehow. And today I realized with my full body that I didn't lose it. I chose not to go for it. And that just blew me away. And then I became free. And that just gave me, so it's this thing after thing. Wow, I was thirsty. So because it's the weekend now, I can give, I can just fully give myself to the process today. Usually I work a lot because I like it, and I like to have something to do, and I like to do it. So then I do it, and I have creative ideas, and the things just happen. But this weekend there was just like a pause. The body just go, "Rrr, no." And today I just like, I'm not going to work at all today. It's Sunday. Like, I'm not going to work today. I mean, except for the things that I'm doing here, but that's what I committed to. And that also gave me this, I don't have to endure anymore. So there's this reversal that's happening in the nervous system, that just, there's like a button that just wants to go off. And then I have this that just keeps me from not falling into that. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of time. And then, as a matter of, we have integration week this week in all our containers. So I don't have things like that to show up to. So many years ago, we decided, we created that we are 3 weeks on and then 1 week off in the month. Usually we're not, off that week, but the cycle of not having, yeah, to have 1 week per month that there's less to do, so that if we need it, we can use it. So that's what's coming now, except for Simba, that's going to, yeah, he's going to keep busy. And I'm going to work a lot too, but it's like I have flexibility in my days. I can choose when I want to work. I can choose to work a lot or a little bit less. It's up to myself. So I have the capacity to really allow the body to process this, because I also realized today that what I was kind of looking for and wanted to create for myself when I left, that is what's happening now. Because yes, we've been creating all along, and all the different environments and the centers and the spaces that we have is my creation. I mean, Simba is filling it with his knowledge, but I created all of the physical spaces. So I have a lot of creative energy inside of myself. And now I lost the train of thought. Oh, now I got annoyed by that. That's interesting. That's the first time I got annoyed by that. Yes. So we're, you see, if I just leave it alone, it comes back. Note to self. Yeah. So, but the emotional part is still, I could still feel like, no, there's still an amount of friction inside of me that I know is not, that I know it's not that it's not supposed to be there, because it's clearly there. I just don't want it. So I'm not going to stop until it's gone. And now something is happening that is just like, oh my God, it's here. Like, there's like a knowing, and something that I knew that I was kind of working towards, but I didn't know what it was. It's like I don't know what it is until it arrives. And today I realized that, holy smokes, because I can now direct the energy the way that I always wanted to do. And I always felt super annoyed. So when energy is not flowing, my body just is friction everywhere. And over the years, I mean, we grow and we learn, and we make mistakes and we grow. And that's the point of the whole thing. And it's like, sometimes it's like it should be now, because everything is like perfect on paper. Like we have this space and we have this and this, and I'm like, I wish it was, but it's not. I'm like, we're not there. I'm not there. It's like, it looks pretty, but I can feel that that's just not. It's not. We're not. I'm not there. And now, I'm there. I'm there. It's happening. It's like the feel. It's like I knew it. Here it is. And that is. So all of these huge insights. It's like these. There's a couple of fundamental pieces that is kind of like, that was kind of a little bit out of order. That is like, and now I have this base to stand on, and I can direct the energy, and I can feel the energy coming in the physical body. So now I have the space, and that's what I mean. Like I have the space that I can, now I can finally go out and run. Finally, I have a way to let this flight energy go. And I can feel it moving through my spine. I can feel it coming back, and my feet opening up, and I can feel how I move through the energy, especially when I run like Phoebe in the neighborhood. And also the water, that I can be in salt water, I can be in the sun. I have a space where I can be myself in the garden. The gardener just has to, announce his arrival, instead of just, everyone's going to be fine. And we have the gym, and we have bikes, and we have, it's like there's an expression of the physical body that has been longing for this. And today, we even started a little bit boxing, but that was way too late in the day. It was too hot, and I was too exhausted. I didn't have any juice left after all these exciting insights. But that energy is coming too. So there's a connection in the body. It's like a connection with the body on a level that I've never experienced. And it's like I just started a little bit of just shadow boxing the other day, and I realized like I have such a great grip, and I just want to, wow, wow, what a different, it's so different when the body is open and I have connection with, yeah. So I'm going to operate from a different place. So it's going to be very interesting, all of this. Keep getting interesting. Isn't that good? At least it's interesting. So, 2 days left. I know what the last episode is going to be, and I know what tomorrow is going to be. But who knows? Things can change. But that's what I think. And then something new is coming. So liberating. And that's what I want. Freedom, 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 freedom. So I'm breaking out of this cage. So that is like from the cage to the all eyes on me. That's the vibe that I have to be fine with. There's something about that. I have to be fine with all the extremes. It's like the contrasts. Okay, so I've done the hermit. I know I can do that one. And then it's the all eyes on me. And I think that it's supposed to be just being able to shift between the different states, because that's what I'm very good at, going between different states and yeah. So I think that's it. So if you enjoy my rants and public processing in the 108 days, so this is going to stay open. The 108 days is going to be open, and I'm going to keep this as my personal podcast and show up and share just whatever I want to do, but I'm going to keep it about my personal process. And then the rest of the YouTube channel will be other creative transmissions and projects that I'm gonna offer. And then also I have the different spaces, the alchemy rooms, and that I'm gonna open for people to join. But now it feels like my personal process is kind of wrapping up. That's how it feels, because it's the end of the 108 days. So then I'm going to integrate, and I'm just not going to get triggered like that again. So this is a deep trigger. So I'm going to stabilize, which is going to be awesome. So I'm going into a completely different, it's the next level of something. So that's going to be interesting. Okay. Jesus, 40 minutes. Okay. I'm going to go and I need to cook. Okay. You see, that's just surrender to whatever is and just allow and just alchemize in the moment and just be fine with it. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.